welcome back here to my channel where I play Bia Zoo. My name is Nisse and today we are building for the beautiful brown bear here. Sorry, the name is very hard to pronounce. I will try in the next part. So if you want to hear me try to say the name, or you want to learn about this beautiful bear, or you just want to see how I built this habitat, then please keep watching. And this beautiful bear is, of course, the Kamchatka bear, brown bear, that is, which is a subspecies of the normal brown bear, just like the Himalayan brown bear, as I think a lot of you Bia Zoo player is most familiar with. The Kamchatka brown bear is named after the Kamchatka Peninsula, which I understand as either a region or a area where they live. The population is today estimated to be 10 to 14,000 bears only in the area. However, earlier they were roaming wildly around the area. But since then, there's come a lot of human settlements and a lot of road building, and they also disturb the lakes, of course, which also are an issue for the Kamchatka brown bears' food source, which also are a huge issue. However, we aren't really sure about the number between 10 and 14,000 bears today, since the only region we have for these numbers is either by hunters or wildlife enthusiasts who visit the forest in the area. However, there haven't really been any structured surveillance of them for at least 10 years. This could either be done by helicopter or actually tracking individual bears to see where they move, how the numbers are growing or shrinking. There have been nothing of that kind of action been taken for at least 10 years, and therefore the number today is highly unlikely to be correct. The Kamchatka brown bear is, again, subspecies of brown bear, and the brown bear is the biggest bear, or the second biggest bear, in the world at this point. And the Kamchatka brown bear can, with their males weighing up to 700 kilos, being 1,400 pounds, are among one of the biggest of them. And as some of us know, some bears, not all, but some bears do hibernate through the winters in different kinds of dens. This does the Kamchatka brown bear also do, but because of their placing in the world and the cold winters, this can take up to 6 months. Therefore, it is really important to have some weight that they can lose during these winters instead of going in slim and coming out dead. And before I forget, my information today do not come from Animalia as I usually do. I found a website called russiawcs.org. I will link it in the description below. It seems very good and really informative and straight to the point, so really nice to read. So if you want to learn more about the Kamchatka brown bear or other animals that we have in here, then please go click the link and see what you can learn. And to become big enough to actually have these 700 kilograms of weight, you need a lot of fat, and they do get that again through fish. That would mainly be salmon, including pink, sockeye, choco, chum, king, cherry, as well as char, and also dwarf Siberian pine nuts, blueberries, crowberries, cranberries, mountain ash berries, and other berries. Bears also feed on a wide variety of vegetation, of course, usually in the summer. However, again, they do sleep if they can through the entire winter, if they are fat enough. And there's of course, also much more vegetation in the summer. They can, however, also hunt other animals such as sea otters, for instance, which we have talked about in another uh, video. They can also find bigger mammals from the ocean, such as seals or whales, but they do not actively hunt and kill them. They just find them, and if the meat is still good, they will eat it. And all of these food sources is actually what does make Kamchatka one of the best places in the world for brown bears. They have beautiful streams where the salmon will go up and spawn, and they also have thin dwarf Siberian pine whales, as well as expensive berry tundras and so on. The entire area is basically built for the beautiful Kamchatka brown bear, or just any bear would probably love to be here. And again, this also is why you can have so many bears in the area. Since if you have food enough, since there clearly are in this area, a brown bear or Kamchatka brown bear only need up to 12 square kilometers of territory. However, places where the food is less scarce in different areas, or bears in other parts of the world, of course, they will need up to 1100 square kilometers. And GPS tracking of bears around the world have shown that some of them will walk up to 65 kilometers just to get to a salmon run or different hunting grounds or whatever they need to keep themselves fit, watered, whatever they need. This is so important to think about, because if you can live in this area and don't need more than 12 square kilometers, you will not get the same exercise, of course, and you will be much more tolerable about your close neighbors because you simply don't have to fight over anything. However, these big streams with a lot of salmon that gathers a lot of bears aren't great for every bear, because this also gives a bigger risk of mortality of the cubs. Therefore, female bears with small cubs will normally stay away from this place, since the babies can accidentally or on purpose be taken by a larger bear. Again, they just because they can take the fish doesn't mean that they don't eat or kill anything else. This part makes life much harder for these females with cubs. And not only that, but if she's already pregnant at some point with the next couple of cubs, she will have to end the pregnancy before actually giving birth, since it can be very, very hard to maintain enough fat for herself to survive the winter, so she will never be able to take care of the cub. You will also in these areas see a bigger number of the cubs having the same father. This is of course because there are more fathers available, but in the few weeks leading up to the mating, the male will basically follow the female around, making sure that no other male get to her before him. To do that, you need to be the biggest, the strongest, and the baddest to do this. This meaning that the biggest, strongest can also be the biggest and strongest to the next female and the next female, and therefore the bigger, the stronger, the more female you can impregnate. Whereas males in other areas will maybe only meet one or two females and maybe even be able to win the fight towards one or the other, and therefore places where you don't meet as many females, you simply can't impregnate as many. This gives it a better shot for the smaller males, the males that aren't that strong, but it gives worse odds for the babies which have genes for a lesser, weaker male. However, it's time for me to shut up and let you enjoy the cinematics. I will come back afterwards. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you today. As always, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. Really hope to see you again. Either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.